Okay, if you guys want to raise your hands, we can get started. Adam,
Hey Warren, how are you doing?
Good. How about you?
I'm good. Congratulations on your first career start. Um,
Thank
what were, if at all, like were the nerves at all different going into that game than other games you've played in your career?
you. Nerves are there for like the first couple of plays. I mean, that's how it always is.
Yeah.
The first couple of plays, you got the nerves, but once you get that first drive out the way, you calm down and you're ready to go.
What was it like for you, so many moving parts around the line yesterday just due to all the circumstances? Like what were the conversations like on the sidelines as you guys were trying to adjust to the new personnel?
I mean, it was just kind of the next man up mentality. In practice, we do a lot of moving around, so it wasn't too much new to us. Coach, he plugs us in here and there, you know, in the line. So it wasn't that bad, just trying to figure out what they were doing and then figure out what we could do.
And we may not, we don't know what Joe's status is yet, and maybe Rob is able to come back. Just what would your comfort level be, switching sides of the line going into this next week?
In the off season, I played left tackle in camp. So, just depending on what coach wants, I played left, in camp, so I'll be comfortable going over there.
Thanks, Warren.
Jordan,
Hey Warren, have you guys had a chance to do your rewatch yet this morning, or is that still to come today?
That's still to come. We just finished doing a little workout and treatment sessions and stuff like that. So still gotta watch film a little later.
Okay, well, and just in your without before even getting to that, obviously, what are some things that stuck out to you about your day yesterday or your night last night? Some things that you learned on the fly in live action like that, but
Mhm.
also some things that sort of started to settle for you as the game went on.
Just practice habits, have to have better practice habits because once you get tired late game, you kind of lose your technique. So just having better practice habits so I technique doesn't fall off towards the end of the game.
And then Matthew Stafford was giving you guys a lot of praise for how calm you all stayed in the huddle. Puka goes out and Joe and Steve and Bo comes in and AJ and I wonder how much of you think of that also reflects on him and how he conducts himself in the huddle and how does he act with you guys in the huddle?
Oh yeah, he was very, calm and collected in the huddle. Made sure everybody was paying attention and was very clear with the play call. So I think seeing that helped everybody, calm down. And then also having people on the side like Rob, he was there, talking to everybody, making sure they were calm. And Higby, even though they're not playing, they were still, out there, talking to everybody.
It looks like Higby has spent a lot of time, not just with the tight ends, but with you guys as well on the offensive line. Is that accurate to say?
So he's always stopping in and saying what's up.
I think I lost you on the first part of that. I'm sorry, the sound cut out.
I was just saying, his room, the tight end room is pretty close to ours, so he's always stopping in and, saying what's up to us and just talking to us.
Awesome. Thank you, Warren. I appreciate it.
Stu,
Hey Warren, what was the value of just all the reps you were able to get, whether it was right tackle, left tackle, in between, training camp practices and obviously some of those joint practices and throughout the preseason, leading into this week?
Wait, can you repeat that? I'm sorry.
Yeah, sure. So just all the reps that you got,
Mhm.
at right tackle and obviously left tackle in training camp in the preseason. What was the value in terms of just confidence and preparation for, starting last night?
Oh yeah, getting all those reps, early in camp, with Rob kind of getting hurt. So definitely gave me the confidence, with the joint practices and going against the Chargers and the Cowboys definitely gave me a lot of confidence going into last night.
And I guess what did you learn from those opportunities, especially, I mean, some of those pass rushers that you were able to go up against as well, and how did that help you?
Yeah, going against, those pass rushers and those joint practices. And then last night, technique, you gotta, during practice, working your technique. Because once you get tired, you kind of fall off. But just working on my technique.
Thank you.
Couple more guys.
And then we'll wrap up with Gary.
Hi, Warren. Thanks for doing this.
No problem.
So had you ever been involved in a game where that many offensive linemen are going down and shifting around different positions?
I don't think so. I think at my time at Georgia, I think maybe one person went down and we shifted, or two, but not like, nah, probably not like last night.
And I imagine you're out there playing, you know, kind of on the right side. How do you kind of just stay focused on doing your job and not being, you know, concerned with everything else that might be going on throughout the line?
That was just kind of coaches, what he's preaching to us, you don't have to be a superhero, just go out there and control what you can control and do what you do, be the best you, and that's all you can do.
And finally, from me, what's it like playing next to Kevin Dotson in terms of what does he kind of bring to the table for you as a young player?
Helps me a lot. He's always communicating to me, and last night in pass pro a couple times, getting bull rushed a little bit, was hopping, and he just comes clean out the pocket. Just having that presence there, it really helps out.
Thanks very much.
Awesome.
All right.
Thank you guys.
Thanks.
Thank you.
All right. We have John Johnson. If you guys want to raise your hand. Jordan.
Sorry, I couldn't find the actual button on it, so I just started raising my hand in real time. Hey, JJ, thanks for doing this.
No problem. How are you?
Good. How are you?
I'm all right. Could be better.
Yeah. Sean took us a little bit through your play, your interception. Obviously such a bang bang situation. What do you remember about it, and how significant was that for you guys in that moment?
Yeah, it was huge. Fourth quarter, they were driving, they had momentum. If they score, that game is pretty much out of reach. I wouldn't say out of reach, but I think they might have went up by 10. So, our backs were against the wall. Even saving a field goal would have been, big. So the play was, I was on my side. I got we call it like a non-vertical route, so I could push like to the front side. And I think Jared was just going through his progressions. He went, to the flat. He went to the spot route, try to hit the dig late, coming back to my side. And, I had my eyes on him, and I didn't even know where St. Brown was. So I took a little peek, and I knew it was going to be like a bang, bang, like a collision. But I don't know how I got underneath it. When I caught it, I was looking up at Troy Reader. I was like, did I catch it? Did I catch it? He was like, yeah, I think you did. I think you did. So I didn't want to celebrate too much, but, the replay showed, I clearly got under it. So it was just like a crucial point, just trying to be right place, right time, and do my job.
I wanted to ask you about yourself and Quentin Lake and Cam Curl specifically. It's a lot of 3 safety looks. And Chris Shula obviously has such a fingerprint on that position group in general, but using you guys in those rotations and those sub packages, and really leaning on you. How does it feel when all 3 of you are on the field at once with Quentin and the star and you and Cam out there? And is there like a freeness that comes with it's all 3 of you guys in one position room who are sort of collaborating in that way?
Yeah, I think it works out well. Like you said, we're all safeties. We all have, talked with Coach Beak and Aubrey. We all talk together. We're all on the same page. Pretty much, it starts with Q Lake, though. He's really the guy that makes it all work. In base downs, he's at safety. Different nickel situations, he moves all around. And I think, his versatility has helped us out a lot. But Cam being a vet and, myself, I think, our communication skills, we're all articulate. We all can, say what we see and get our points across and, just put everyone else in advantageous positions. So I think it's been huge. And I think me not being here for OTAs kind of, I won't say set it back, but I think we could have been even in an even better spot than we are now. But I think, last night was a pretty good indicator of, what we can do. And I think we played, pretty good for the most part. I think it's a lot to grow on, but just, that core group of guys, I think, the sky's the limit.
And then flipping for a perspective on the other side of the ball, if you could, with Matthew and how he handles himself, even when he's going through like 6 different types of, pain or injury or adversity on the field with position groups. What do you notice? What kind of a switch flips in him during that time?
Yeah, he's stone cold. Nothing can really knock him off, his pivot. Like he's just poised, even just going to Detroit, all the fanfare and all the distractions, just with that in itself, I didn't see anything. He doesn't flinch, doesn't blink. He goes through physical things. The O-line has been just a revolving door. He doesn't, make excuses or anything, and he, stays in the pocket, delivers, makes big throws, and he was just a warrior out there. So, I tip my hat off to him. I wouldn't want anybody else, leading the team.
Thank you very much.
Adam?
Hey, John, how you doing?
I'm doing well. How are you?
I'm good, thanks. I know you've been through a lot of games with Chris Shula in the past, but I'm curious, like, what stood out to you first regular season game, how he conducted himself as coordinator for the first time?
Oh, it was awesome. It was it was pretty clean. He made the game plan real easy, real basic. We didn't try to trick our own selves. He made everyone calm. His calls got in on time. He didn't put us in he didn't put us in really any, messed up situations where we had to, bail him out. That happens sometimes. And for whatever reason it may be, it's a chess match. So I didn't really have any moments in the game where I was like, God damn, Shula. Like it never really had that. It was awesome. And like I said, I think the game plan was real simple, and real easy. It was stuff that we practice a lot, stuff that we rep a lot, just so we can play fast and not have to think too much. And for the most part, it was great. I think on their side, they did a lot of unscripted things, uncharacteristic like things, and it was kind of like, okay, you can have 1 or 2 plays that are kind of little wrinkles, but most of their game plan was like, things that you can't really prepare for. So I think Coach Shula's approach to the game really helped us, because if we tried to do some stuff that we weren't really ready for against the stuff that they were presenting us with, we would have looked like trash out there. And I think we held our own pretty good. So it's a testament to, how he prepared us this week.
Yeah, it felt like the defense really kept the team in the game as the offense was figuring out all the injuries and the new personnel and stuff like that. I'm curious, like, what is the message to the young guys who may be feeling some disappointment given how overtime went, still trying to keep everything that went well in perspective?
Yeah, I mean, it's the NFL. Like those guys get paid too. They were at the our conference's championship game last year. They got a lot of returners, good coaching, good organization. So I mean, I think it's the NFL. They get paid too, and just keep fighting. We fought it to the end. We gave ourselves a chance to win. Overtime. I didn't see that game going in overtime, but they ended up getting ball first, and it was kind of run heavy, big personnels. Montgomery was fresh, so I think it's just you just tell them that's the NFL. You have some games like that, but you got to find a way to respond. You got 6 to 7 days to turn it around and get ready for another game, so you can't really dwell on it.
Thanks, John.
And then we'll wrap with Stu and Gary.
Hey, JJ, I know Jordan asked you about the safeties earlier, but just when you look at the secondary as a whole yesterday, you guys obviously had a few new pieces in there. How'd you feel like you did collectively as a group for your first game?
Yeah, I mean, like I said, it was good. I think, if I was here for OTAs, it would have been like even better, but I think it was pretty good. Like first game, you got some jitters, you got some, small mistakes, but we didn't really have too many explosive. Most of their explosives were in the run game or like short passes, run and catch. It wasn't really like coverage bust or anything like that. So that's good. Communication was good. Tackling was okay, besides me getting thrown out of bounds early in the game. Uh, so yeah, I think, everybody talking, Cam Kitchens got his feet wet early, in a dime situation. I think he might get a FedEx in the mail from that penalty, but he got his feet wet. I think he'll be a good player in this league for a long time. So I think communication, tackling, knowing your assignments, getting lined up was all great for week 1. So it's just good foundation to build on.
Thank you.
Gary?
Hey, John. What do you think of the NFL's regular season overtime, structure, how that works where, if the team that wins the toss, if they score, it's over. How do you feel about that?
I mean, honestly, it's hard to complain because it used to be a field goal wins it and it's over. So at least you have to force them to drive the length of the field and score a touchdown. And if they get a field goal, then we get a opportunity. So I think you got to get a stop. I think it's fair. I think it's that's the you can't really ask for more, because if they score, then we get a chance that could go on for forever, or end up in a lot more ties. So I think it's pretty fair. I can't complain about it.
And how did, if I'm not mistaken, so Reader handled the defensive signal calling. You have some experience doing that too. Just curious how you would assess how he handled that.
Yeah, he did a good job. He has experience. He he runs the show. He knows the defense just as well as anybody. All positions in and out. The fronts, everything. He makes sure everyone gets. He even holds Shula accountable. Hey, look, I need the calls faster. Like, we got to get these guys lined up. So I think he did a hell of a job. There was no hiccups with that, and he's a guy that's well trusted. He was here for a long time and played a lot of good football. Earned his stripes on special teams. So he's a well respected guy. So I think it was great.
And finally, Jared, pretty much a pocket passer, can get out once in a while, but this week you guys are playing, Kyler. What's the difference in terms of challenges besides the obvious ones for you guys as a safety group?
When you said that, I just thought of Aaron Donald chasing him down and throwing him on the ground. We don't have that anymore. But we got some good edges, and they did a great job of, we called it assaulting the pocket. They were collapsing the pocket down on Jared. They did a great job, and that's what they got to do. I think you just got to stay, true to your rush lanes. You got to have good rush integrity. But on the back end, it's one of those games like we've been talking about it for years. With Kyler and going back to like Russell Wilson, you got to play an extra couple seconds in the down. Like, you never know when it's over. You got to wait till the whistle's blown. You can't really look back at the quarterback. Just keep your eyes on your luggage. And I don't know if they still do a lot of design quarterback run game, but that's a whole different animal. But in the passing game, definitely just the snaps are a little longer, the downs are a little longer, and we know that. We'll practice it. Stetson will probably do a great job at that. I can see that. So we'll be ready for it.
Thanks very much.
Yep.
Okay, one more from Jordan.
Thank you. So I'm so glad you mentioned the calls, talking to a coach about getting a call in faster, because we've heard, about Matthew sometimes with Sean and getting the call. Is there, as a player, is there like an art form or like a delicate way in which you go about doing that, or talking to a coach about what you need from the call from your perspective as a player?
Yeah, I think so. Well, offensive play, just by nature, they're longer.
Yeah.
So it'll take longer to get them in. But on defense, I mean, I think it's just a collective thing. If all 11 are like, hey, the call's not getting there fast enough, like, they listen. The coaches do a great job. We say there are no enemies when you run back to the sideline. There are no enemies. We're all on the same team. We're all, trying to reach the same goal. So I think whatever input you have, they'll listen. And whatever they can do to make our job easier, and whatever we can do to make their job easier, we'll do at all costs. So I think it's just everybody coming together. The culture that we build here is like holding people accountable. In order to do that, you got to speak up and, ask for it.
Thanks. Appreciate it.
Yep.
Awesome.
All right, thank you.